From the Detroit Free Press, it's Thursday, January 14th. Here are today's top stories, presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Calling all foodies, Bush's is hiring. Are you passionate about food, looking for growth, development, and excellent wages? Come grow with Bush's and apply online at bushes.com/join-our-team. That's Bush's, BUSCHS.com/join-our-team.
This is Todd Spangler, Washington correspondent for the Detroit Free Press. The U.S. House of Representatives on Wednesday impeached President Trump for a second time just a week before he leaves office. It comes after House Democrats said Trump incited insurrection by egging on a mob that attacked the U.S. Capitol a week ago. That attack grew out of Trump's insistence that he won the November 3rd election, which he did not, and his baseless claims of corruption in Michigan and other states. But what comes next is confusing. The Senate likely won't take up the House's impeachment resolution until after Joe Biden's inauguration next Wednesday. That makes removing Trump from office moot, but the Senate might try to take steps to bar Trump from running for office in the future. Michigan is notable for having 2 Republicans among the 10 who voted to impeach. Congressman Fred Upton and Peter Meijer, a new congressman, joined Democrats in their effort. Meijer put out a statement saying Trump bears responsibility for inciting the riot in which 5 people died.
I'm Dave Boucher with the Detroit Free Press. Exercise classes and some indoor, non-contact sports are allowed to resume this weekend, but Governor Gretchen Whitmer said it'll still be a few weeks before people can eat inside at restaurants. The decision was met with frustration by Whitmer critics, Republicans, and angry restaurant owners. The threat of the COVID-19 pandemic is still too significant to allow indoor dining until at least February 1st, even if businesses take precautions, the governor said.
I know that it has not been easy. And there are a lot of people out there who've spent their lives building up their businesses, and they are precarious, and some of them may not have made it already. We are here to try to make sure that we get through this time together. So we're doing everything we can to protect you and your workers.
The state first reenacted a ban on indoor dining in November, responding to skyrocketing COVID-19 case rates. Whitmer and many state and national health officials note removing a mask to eat indoors relatively near others, not in a person's family, is one of the most dangerous activities during a pandemic. While the state is cautiously optimistic cases and death rates will go down over the next 2 weeks, they know vaccinating as many people as possible is key to making that a reality. However, the state continues to face questions about disparities between the number of doses distributed by the state versus the number actually administered to patients. Trish Foster, the chief operation officer for the governor, repeated it's the federal government's lack of clarity on how many doses that will routinely be provided to the state that is slowing the administration, not issues at the state or local level. As of Monday, state data indicates more than 831,000 doses of vaccines have been distributed to providers, while only a little bit less than 300,000 doses have actually been injected into patients' arms. If the state is able to actually meet the goal Foster mentioned, administering 90% of all those doses within 7 days of them being distributed to local providers, the number of doses administered should increase drastically and in short order.
For the Detroit Free Press Autos team, I'm Jamie LaRue. General Motors is getting closer to putting flying cars in the sky. On Tuesday at the Virtual Consumer Electronics Show, GM revealed a concept it calls the Cadillac Vertical Takeoff and Landing Vehicle, or VTOL for short. A sleek, drone-like aircraft, VTOL would seat one person. An animated video showed a future inspired by the Jetsons. A person boards a VTOL on their office roof, then flies it a short distance to their next meeting. The aircraft would have 4 rotors powered by an electric motor that's capable of going 56 miles per hour. It would have air-to-air and air-to-ground communications and a panoramic view of the world below. But GM was skimpy on any details beyond those, like when the concept might become reality.
I'm Susan Tompor, and I'm a columnist at the Detroit Free Press. Millions of lower-income workers who lost their jobs last year and once qualified for the Earned Income Tax Credit are now at risk at losing out on thousands of dollars in tax refunds. They could make a huge tax mistake if they simply report last year's income in order to qualify for the credit. Typically, that's just what you do. But the high unemployment levels last year would have harmed many when it comes to qualifying for the credit. So, the new stimulus package reached in late December offers some relief. That's if you know what to do. The new rule allows you to look at both your 2019 income and your 2020 income to see what year would bring the best credit. Dig up your 2019 federal income tax return and your paperwork. Make sure to calculate the credit and compare which year would be better for you. The Earned Income Credit is essential for working families who are barely making a living wage. Detroiters, for example, claimed an average Earned Income Tax Credit of $3,430 in 2019. That includes both the federal Earned Income Tax Credit and the state credit.
I'm Kirkland Crawford with the Free Press Sports Department, and man, where do we start? We could tell you more about the two Michigan State basketball players who tested positive for COVID-19, though the Spartans are still scheduled to play tonight at Iowa. Or maybe how Michigan football has hired its all-time leading rusher, Mike Hart, as its new running backs coach. Or the dizzying rumors and reports surrounding the Detroit Lions general manager and coaching searches. But we get to the Red Wings, who drop the puck on their season tonight at home against Carolina. And they drop the puck on the Dylan Larkin era, because on Wednesday, Larkin was named the 37th captain in Red Wings history. And if it couldn't get any sweeter, who presented Larkin with the news? None other than the captain, general manager Steve Yzerman. One player who won't be on the ice for tonight's opener is Darren Larkin. He's been out of practice for the last 2 weeks or so, and last night we learned it has been due to the league's COVID protocols.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer.